Hi everyone, welcome back to Inspired by Yvette. I am Yvette, and today's video I'm doing an unboxing, and I'm also going to do a card share, or well, we're gonna do a card together. It's not really a share. We're gonna make the card. So if you just want to see the unboxing, that's right here at the beginning, and then in the other part of the video, I am making the card, and we're just taking our time and going through it. So I do a little bit of voiceover near the end, but right here in the beginning, we'll open up. This is the Anna Griffin Butterfly Concentric Die. I'll talk about it when you get to the live video, but this was part of the Autoship for the Empress Elite when it was the Today Special on HSN. You had Autoships periodically throughout the year, and I believe this is the last one. So let's get into it. All right, y'all, let's get right on into this. It's been a minute since I have been on here, and I just got this in the mail yesterday. It's so pretty. I love this. I'm glad I did not cancel it. This is the Butterfly, what's it called? The 3D Concentric Dies, the Autoship of the Butterfly. All right, so this is from the Today Special when the Empress was debuting, and we were able to get on the Autoship for the different die sets to come periodically throughout the year. So that's what this is from. Oh, that's pretty. Let's look at the inspiration. Okay, so they give us 6 different ideas to kind of get your juices flowing, show us the die sets. So I think I'm going to go ahead and cut this out a little bit just to play around and see what I'm going to do. So it's a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 dies. Looks like 6. Looks like 6. They don't tell you on here, but it looks like it's 6 dies on here. We have the pretty intricate one, then we have the outline for it, and then we have the outline for the interior, and then the intricate one for that, and then we have the butterfly, which looks like it's just one. Yeah, one butterfly, but you see it's butterflies on each corner of the die set also. All right, so I'm gonna get me some paper and play around with this and just see what we come up with just on the initial cut. Let's see. Okay, so I pulled out a few different papers to kind of visualize or kind of get a feel for what I wanted to do. I'm gonna use this lavender foil paper that I got out of a pack that I have. I'm gonna put it right there because it's kind of shiny, but I will cut this part of it out. I'm gonna cut this frame out of the lavender, and I did cut a sample just to kind of give me an idea of what everything would look like, and that is so pretty, y'all. Look at all of that detail. Take those little pieces out. So I'm gonna cut this part out in lavender, out of the lavender foil, and then I just got a frame, a 5x7 frame, just to cut this out, and I'm going to position it so that the way I position a die, my stomach is growling. I'm going to try to position it kind of like that so that the top of the frame is going to be kind of right here, because what's really going to show is the outsides of it. It'll probably be showing more like that on the outside. So just strategically placing the die where I want it, and that's probably how I will put it through my machine. I'll put a little piece of tape there. So that is the 2 things that I'm going to cut now, and then I'm going to cut the middle of this out right here because it's not going to be shown, and that way I can use this paper to layer. So I'll cut these out. I'll come back and I'm going to use do this out of foil. So I'll show you what I have once I cut it out. pretty. Look how pretty that is. Okay, y'all, so let's just go over a few things that I have done. Does it ever take anybody else a long time to kind of figure out what do I want to do here? It takes me forever. So let me go over what I came up with here. I'm using the Birthday Wishes Luxury Matte Foil cardstock. So this pack has a lot of different foil cardstocks in it. So I'm using the pink color and I'm using the purple one, or lavender, whatever they want to call it. So that's the foil cardstock that I'm using. This cardstock here is double-sided. It came out of a pack that I had for the flower shop. So this is the flower cart double-sided cardstock. So it's that pack like that. So I just pulled a sheet out of here to use for my my basic like 5x7 layer for the card. So let's just review the cuts that I made. I used the 5x7 concentric die. I think this came out of one of my crop at home kits. That's the die that I use just to strategically place this and get it cut the way I want. And then I also use this one to put in the middle because this is just a background layer. That way I don't waste all this good cardstock in the middle. So I use that for a layering piece that I'll layer. So those are those two cuts. This, of course, did not come with the set, but I pulled that out and used it. This one was with the set. For my pretty layer with the purple foil, I use this one. So I use this to do that, and then I put the middle in there and I cut the middle of it out. Okay, so that's what this layer is. This is cut with this one. So that's that, and it came right out of the middle of this one. Okay, so those are those cuts, and then the last little cut that I did was the little pink piece, just to add a different color, add a little pop of pink. I cut the smaller outline shape out of this pink piece of cardstock. So that is that to go on top, and then my butterfly, of course, came out of the purple. Very, very pretty. And I took out a border. Not sure how I'm going to use it. I'm still playing around, but this was a pack of borders that I ordered during one of the events. So it's a pack of, I think, in this pack it might be 2 of each border, but I have 2 packs like this. But I'm just going to use one of these borders because I try to stretch stuff as far as I can take it. So the card is 7 inches down. So either I will use the border on one side and kind of stack it like that, or either I will just use, because I'm only going to use one border because y'all know I'm kind of stingy with my borders. So either I'll just do 5 inches on the bottom and then take the other 5 and put on the top. I'm trying to play around with it and see exactly how I like it. So this all usually takes me a minute to kind of figure out what I want to do. So this is kind of how I'm having in mind doing it. Layering like that. Layering this on top of that. And then I'll probably layer this. Let's see if we can hold that down. If that looks pretty good, we can then just put this on top. I need my sentiment. And then I can get some flowers to put kind of sticking out around through there. I don't know. I think that looks okay. It's got to shine for y'all. Can y'all see that? Probably not. Yeah, I think that's what I'm gonna do. We'll see when I come back. I guess you all will see exactly what I came up with, but that's kind of how I play around with my ideas. I'm not sure I like all this shiny foil stacked like this. Not crazy about all that shine. I like that better. I like that better. I might not use this. And we'll just see. That's cute. And I'm thinking if I had some flowers, or even if I cut this border up, I could cut the border up, like snip it, and have flowers there and some flowers here. But I don't have to do that because I have 50 billion thousand packs of flowers around here. Let's see. I'm going to pull out some flowers from my stash. I have so many packs of flowers, y'all. So I'm gonna see if I can, yeah, this one will probably work. This is from that Favorite Flowers collection, and it came with a pack, like 5 different boxes of flowers. So I am gonna open this one up and see if I can find some flowers. Yeah, I think I can find something here. Don't want too much purple, but I want some more color with the purple. Or I can put it on top. Let's see. That's cute. I like that. Sometimes, I don't know, simpler is better for me, y'all. How simple am I really with all these flowers? Okay, I'm gonna play around. I'll come back. I will show you all what I decided to do when I get back. But this is basically the game plan, and this is basically what I do when I'm trying to figure out what I want to do. So either I'll go both corners like that or both corners like that. One of the two. I shall return. So y'all, I know I'm back. I think I'm gonna fussy cut this border because it's a little bit wider than what I need it for, and it has all these little gaps, so it won't take much to kind of cut in between and cut it apart. I'm gonna try and kind of cut it so that I have 2 borders. And I thought, you know what? I'm always nervous about doing stuff like this, but what's the worst that could happen? It's paper, you know? So that's what I am going to take my scissors and do. And I'm just gonna fussy cut around the edge of this flower. I don't know how much of that is on camera, but instead of taking my X-Acto knife, I'm gonna take my scissors and do it. And you see where that is right there? If you all can see, I'm gonna just go around that petal and curve. Let's see, where am I gonna go from here? I think I'm gonna cut this apart. That. And then I'm gonna go around this part. I'll speed it up on the editing so that you all don't have to necessarily watch me do this. But that's what I'm gonna do, is just go through. Make sure. Probably need my sharper pointed scissors. I did find that when I do fussy cutting, it's easier for me when I do it to move the paper more than the scissors. Like kind of turn the paper the direction I need, and then the scissors don't have to move quite as much, but I'm moving the paper. If you see, that's what I'm doing. So that's how I kind of do the fussy cutting. And if I am using my X-Acto knife on my and just have it down, sometimes I don't know, the scissors get pretty precise. I'm not exactly using the right scissors here because I would have normally used my scissors that have a more sharper tip, and a little bit sharper. These are my, what's the one, Teflon type scissors that are good for the glue and they don't stick, like glue and stuff don't stick to them. Those are my Fiskars scissors right there. But they did the job. They did good because we got it cut and we ended up with 2 borders. All right, so we are done. So now I have me 2 borders out of 1. All right, so let me see what I'm gonna do. Now I can really do what I wanna do besides trying to cut corners. I think I'm gonna, this border. Put here. If I put this here, do it like that. And then I think I can visualize this. Okay, so from here, I decided to go ahead, do a voiceover, and just walk you all through the rest of the video. I turned on my music. I had Angie Stone and Wyclef Jean playing, so I can't let the audio play because I had all that playing in the background. But I pretty much put some foam squares on that piece. You saw me just lie down, and I centered it and just kind of put that down. I'm using the Anna Griffin foam squares. I'm using the Barely Art precision glue, and I put the glue just around the outer edge of that piece that I'm laying down now, just to make sure it didn't make too much of a mess on the back side. So you saw me earlier trying to troubleshoot where I wanted these borders to go. So that's what I'm still trying to decide here, is which direction I wanted them to go or how I wanted to lay them down. And I figured I would just leave all this in the video because this is kind of how I operate, and I'm sure most people do. But we usually, for the sake of YouTube, and everybody's always in such a rush and nobody wants to take the time to look at stuff, we try to edit stuff like that out. But I'm not going to do all of that today. I am editing some, trying to clean it up a little bit, but it's part of the creative process, I think, just playing around and trying to, especially when you're not copying another design. You're trying to come up with something on your own and, use that creative part of your brain. It just takes time, at least for me, to do it and to decide kind of what I want to commit to. So I decided on that, and I thought it looked good to have the flowers kind of lined up looking the same way on both sides. So I snipped off the ends and kind of had them both where they looked somewhat symmetrical on the right and the left side. The 2 pink flowers and 2 purple bundles on both sides is how I thought it looked pretty good. So I just take my little scissors and clip off and snip off the ends, and then I'll clean the rest of that up on the end of it. You'll see me clean all that up at the end, trim off that excess. I was trying to get as much of it on the card base as possible without a whole lot hanging over the edge, so that I didn't lose too much of the overhang. All right, so that's what I'm doing. That butterfly right there, I pulled it because it was sitting on my desk from the, was it the Crop at Home 5 event? That butterfly was in there. So that's why I pulled it over, trying to decide if I wanted to incorporate it. Now, those borders that I used, that was also on my desk. And I saw it sitting over there. And I was like, well, that's that lattice border. And that's also from the Crop at Home 5 borders. So I had one of those sitting off to the side, so I decided to pull that over and use it on this card too, because it's the same color as the foil that I'm using. And I thought, okay, lattice, that's kind of gardeny, and so that's why I pulled that over. But I only had one over there. If I had two, I probably would have put it on the longer edge. But since I only had one 12-inch border, we had to cut it cut it in half. If I wanted to do the longer end, of course, that's a 7-inch line, because the 5x7 cards, so I would have had to have two of them. All right, I decided to go ahead and pop that up on some foam squares, and that is my top layer. Okay, I'm back. Sorry, y'all. I had to take that call. That was my husband going to get me ice cream, so that was a very important call. So, what's your favorite ice cream flavor? I have gotten completely off track now. I love butter pecan ice cream. He loves Ben & Jerry's, the chocolate fudge brownie. I like Bluebell butter pecan. Or Haagen-Dazs, the little ice cream bars, either one. Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm still playing around, okay? I'm playing around trying to figure out where I wanted those flowers. So yeah, just a hot mess express. So yeah, I decided to commit to putting the flowers on the sides because it was a little bit of an empty space between those borders that could be filled in a little bit better. And I like the dimension because those flowers are 3-dimensional. So they had a little bit of dimension to them. And then I put my little butterfly on. I just bent the wings a little bit and put the glue just right in the middle down the body of it. And then I used my little 2-in-1 to bend the leaves. I know my hand is in the way here, but just to bend it to give it a little bit of lift. So yeah, that is that. And I'm going to go ahead now and cut off all the excess that's hanging over. Just about all of it. I left a little bit of the flowers on just until I put it on the base to make sure. But I cut the excess of the borders off. And we're done. So I'm going to go to the live video and I will show you all the card in real time. Let's go. Okay, everybody. So this is the final card. This is the base. I have not put it on a card base yet, but I did pull this one out thinking maybe I'll use this card base, but I don't know. I have a hard time covering up a complete front when nothing is wrong with it, so I'll probably just make me a blank card base. But yeah, that's how it would look if I were to glue it down or tape it down on a 5x7 card front. And yeah, tape it on down flat. So that's the card. I love it. I think it is really pretty. I love this die set, which I knew this was one of the reasons I ordered the machine and got in on the Autoship, was because I was like, oh, that butterfly one is so cute. So I like the fact too that this little butterfly, actually you could put it on top of these. It fits the corners actually. Like this butterfly will actually can fit, you can layer it on top of the corners too. So that's a nice touch too, to be able to do that. So yeah, this is the Anna Griffin, again, the 3D Butterfly Concentric Dies. I'm sure I will have it in the description box and I'll have the information below so you can check down below. Thank you all so much for watching. If you stayed to the end, thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing or supporting my channel, for watching my videos, for subscribing, for commenting, for doing all the things that you all are so great about doing, which makes it all worth it to be able to have people appreciate what you do and to be able to interact with you all too. So I like this. I like it. So any questions, comments, put them down below in the description box. And I will see you all in the next video. So this is Yvette, and I'm sending you love from South Carolina, and we're gonna wrap it up with a little video and maybe some pictures, and we're done. There you have it. I meant to say, you all, that I'm not sure who this card is for. I was thinking a sympathy card or a get well card. So I have to get my sentiment together. I'll probably use the cartouche set to do that. That way I can kind of make everything match. And then I'll probably put that one little flower at the bottom or at the top, just depending on how my sentiment goes. So yeah, that's what I was doing there. So playing around with that, and just wanted to add that little drop of information. See y'all later. Bye.